know, the drives were feeling good and the putts were going in. So conditions were great, the wind was down, and I was feeling good. You know, putting up that 11, it's the best round I've played here by far. I was more aggressive than I planned on being just because of where some of my drives landed and the fact that the wind was down. You know, I'm looking forward to the woods, and I think both courses are great, and I think it provides a great mix for the tournament as a whole, for sure.
Things were clicking, and you know that's whenever you're playing fun disc golf. Consistency, consistently in the fairway, I should say, because that's what you need for woods golf. You need to keep it in the fairway.
The course is very attackable when it's calm. It definitely seems like when it's windy here, the ropes just seem to be a little closer. So today was definitely a good scoring day. I think you can see that. I think as the field as a whole scored really well compared to normal out here.
Yeah, I was able to just get the nerves under control and slowly put together a solid round, and it kept getting better and better, and I just rolled with it. So it's a really hard course. I haven't played the best out there. I played a practice round yesterday, had 8 birdies, shot 2 down, so a lot of bogeys and doubles. So if I can get that under control, I think I should do pretty well.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to round 2 front 9 action of the 2023 Discraft Ledgstone Open presented by Merrill. We have BigBarri commentary in the booth again, bringing you all the action, this time from Northwood's Black. But I want to give you guys a quick thing that we're excited about. We have the Disc Golf Network in Jomez. You can watch all the coverage ad-free, no YouTube ad breaks and no other ad breaks. Regular coverage will still be available on YouTube, but if you'd like to try out the ad-free experience plus all other Disc Golf Network content, Jomez fans will get their first month free with the promo code Jomez. So click the link that is pinned in the comment and try the ad-free Jomez experience for free.
Kip Tafer?
Kip Tafer?
Is that what his name is?
I don't know what you're talking
Course
about.
designer, that's what it said down there.
Yes. Yeah, he designed the number 2 course in Illinois. I don't know what the number 1 course in Illinois is.
Gotta play there.
Because this place is incredible. Obviously, the hard hole on this course is 12, but the musket is not 12. That is actually hole 16 for that late round birdie that you really want to get. But yeah, 12. It's the most infamous hole in the world.
I think so.
Calvin Heimburg, 100% are usually good, like in everything, and he's got a lot of them. So does this guy. Giving himself so many opportunities in round 1. 72% of his drives were in C2 or better. You're just gonna have a good round if you're constantly.
I haven't seen him on coverage.
Yeah, today you guys get to see a player who was really, really hot. And not just Proctor, not just Calvin, but Ezra Robinson. Don't sleep on Ezra Robinson. That guy is really good, obviously. And Chris Dickerson, we saw him in round 1. We saw Calvin in round 1, and we get to see him here round 2 on the tight woods here in Northwoods. A lot of good putting that you're seeing right there on that screen. I don't think a single miss in C1 for our entire league card.
Wow.
Pretty good stuff going into the second round. And we're starting off with a beautiful hole 1. I mean, this is 455 feet downhill, tight line down the left. There's also a right hand, forehand flex down the right side. There is OB left. Great get to get. Birdie to get.
2021 Ledgstone champion, Calvin Heimburg.
Yeah, you want to start a pretty understable disc on a little bit of hyzer on the left side, drift it into the gap, making the gap bigger, and then see it ride home just like this.
Oh, that is so good.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to get all the way there. Yeah, it looked like it had a little bit too much turn, but just pushing it.
That's so good still.
It's hard to throw that much different and get it to go down the fairway.
Lawrenceville, Georgia, Ezra Robinson.
A lot of power, great putting, and he's got a very aggressive style play. Ezra is a lot of fun to watch. He's got the drifting right part down, and that's a great drive to get through all the woods on the right side. Deep C2 look. You'll take that every time.
Rob Roner,
so hard to get the lead card, yet seems like every tournament James Proctor's at, we see him on coverage.
This is a little left. He's going to have to get lucky.
Oh, and lucky not the end. OB, they're just past the lattice fence. If he had been left about 20 feet sooner, he would have been saved.
Chris Dickerson.
Good to see Chris on lead card. Not his best season so far.
Yeah, it's been a little un-Chris Dickerson-like in some ways. Just one of those guys that's so good.
Yeah.
So good that when we don't see him on coverage, we just think, what's going on?
Oh, yeah, still having a good season, but as far as like,
His standards.
he's multiple major champion.
Oh, Proctor almost saves the par from deep.
His good is a little higher
Yeah, for
most
sure.
people.
Mm-hmm. Is he still holding on to his plus 50% win ratio? That's what I'm curious about.
Ooh, I don't know. That's a good question.
Good look for Ezra from deep. Hitting the cage.
Bogey. I feel like a typical card on hole one is maybe one birdie, maybe a bogey for sure, and then a few pars. So this is a normal start.
He has dipped below the 50% win ratio. 157 wins to 329 events played. So just barely below that mark, but that's still incredible. 157 wins for Chris Dickerson.
That's so many.
And he's been playing for like 10 years.
Yeah.
It's pretty incredible. On to hole 2 here. Much easier than hole 1 to birdie. Par 4, 580 feet. Shorter on the par 4 side. So you want to get right here with a backhand straight shot, maybe a mid-range fairway driver or a big forehand. Setting yourself up for the tunnel shot down to the right. Got to go uphill off the tee. Now, are the right-hand, backhand players trying to keep it straight, or are they just trying to move the disc slightly left?
I think you're just trying to throw a gradual hyzer up the hill, maybe like that. Because it really opens up the fairway.
Not trying to turn it over late to get into the gap, but just go straight to get himself in position.
I think so.
So a little bit off there for Calvin and Ezra. See if Chris can fix that. Goes much straighter and, oh my goodness, challenging all the trees, finally hitting the last one. That's going to be a tough angle. He's short and right. And Proctor doesn't really make that good of an adjustment, but he might have an angle for the pin actually from right there.
It's going to be tough. I mean, it's going to be some sort of sidearm probably. All of these guys are going to have some sort of sidearm.
And Calvin's, that's just a concession to the par. Really no chance to get any play around the corner more aggressive than that. That's a pretty aggressive shot from Ezra.
Great.
Oh my goodness, what a shot.
Oh my, that was nuts.
Look at that abbreviated reach back and follow through. He kind of had to do the T-Rex arm. That was incredible shot.
None of them throwing sidearm?
Calvin did pitch a forehand around the corner, but James also trying to make the backhand flip up work, and I'm not surprised to see Chris go with the backhand anhyzer here. This is the only way to really open up the gap. And that's good enough to maybe, he's going to be in long putting range. It is a downhill slope on the green, so he might play that putt somewhat tentative.
Ooh, his pitch out didn't really do a lot of work there.
He's got a long putt for the par.
It's weird that with that much hyzer, he got all the way to the left side on his sidearm.
Yeah, for sure. And Proctor wanting to get this one close. Good tree there on the green to avoid a potential bogey start. Let's see how aggressive Chris gets here. I saw someone in the comments. Oh boy. They called Chris's putt on hole 8 yesterday. Remember how he used Simon's dad putt? Mm-hmm. They called it the uncle putt because he... Oh, and Calvin will drop a stroke on hole 2. I don't think Chris needs to go uncle putt here on 2. Just direct line and in for the par. These stretch of holes here on 2, 3, 4, and 5. What a birdie for Ezra.
Yeah, first one on the card.
These stretches, the stretch here, one is kind of one of those complete bonus birdies. But 2, 3, 4, and 5, if you play well, you think you have a pretty good shot to get the birdie. They're so important because as a course, and 6 actually, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, I feel like. Those holes you have to get some birdies because those are just the buffer into what is to come on the back 9. And if you don't get the early birdies, you are going to be scrambling to keep up.
Yeah.
Because you know that there's big numbers coming. At some point on this course, you will find yourself in a tricky spot. Hole 3, par 4, 604 feet. Forehand down to the bottom. I don't see many backhands, but backhand does play for the big turnover. From there, it is a blind shot to this pin. You can't quite see the basket, but you know it's just right past that big tree at the bottom of the hill. That being said, we're probably going to see all backhands.
Oh my goodness.
That might be the best backhand drive ever thrown on this hole. Can't throw it much better.
I was down the middle the whole time, landed flat right in the middle. I mean, it's a tough turn.
Yep.
At the end.
Chris, this is looking good and maybe a bit short though.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Okay. Because if you do come up, you can see that series of trees there. If you come up in there, the second shot, getting through those trees is fine. It's the next grouping of trees that you couldn't see.
This is great.
And just a forehand spin just gets you so much farther down the fairway. And you can see, even with that great drive, he has got a scatter plot of trees in front of him.
Yeah, the only real pure way to the hole is that tight left gap.
Yep. Calvin left or right and low and early.
Not bad.
Wow, what a break to get that far.
Mm-hmm. Could kick right and then you're done.
And you can see, I mean, wow. What?
Mm-hmm. That's doing work from there.
I can't.
100 people there, and they're not
No.
getting that close.
That's unbelievable. To have a putt for birdie with that drive is unreal. A very common miss is long here on 3 on this approach. Chris giving that a bit of a run. And that's the left side that you were just talking about there, Paul, but that's a little bit left and early. It was a hot day there. You see Ezra checking his grip.
This could sneak down, doesn't though. It's obstructed.
Makeable, but
Yeah.
obstructed, yeah.
35-footer.
I wouldn't necessarily call it muggy, but it was definitely sweaty temperature.
Yeah.
And, oh, wow, Ezra still putting. So that's going to be a bogey, unable to get out of the woods. That early left side can be a trap.
Big putt here. Get back to even.
Yes.
Great putt. Like you said, important. Birdies are in high
High demand, but low supply.
Yeah.
Well,
They're expensive.
They're very expensive. Calvin just stole a birdie from the supermarket, and he's running out the door. And they can't catch him because he's fast and he's ostrich-like.
Very high commodity.
I've tried chasing Calvin before because he threw water at me. He's uncatchable.
Is he fast?
He is a fast man. He's swift leg movement.
Seems like it.
Chris unable to capitalize on the good drive.
What are those
And
super
good
fast
approach.
birds that run, but they can't fly?
The ostrich, I just said
Yeah,
that
you said
just
that.
a moment ago.
Okay. You know how I am with these.
Yeah.
birds, so I need
It's
little
not a
help.
gazelle. I can tell you that.
He's not fast like a gazelle.
That's a great birdie, though. I mean, early right side is... I was surprised that he even got aggressive to get through the gap, much less go for the birdie. Incredible.
Yeah, important little birds they got there. Everybody's at even.
Yep.
Head into hole 4, par 4, 637. You want to throw a sidearm or a turnover that lands in here to the right, so something that moves from left to right, and then you have kind of a tricky upshot into this green right here. Most people are going to enter it with a sidearm would be preferred, but you have to get so far in order to have a backhand shot into there.
Question for you.
Yeah.
And I'll state my opinion first. Well, let's just drive here. That's just bonkers. That's beating the corner,
Now he
going to
has a
see the
backhand,
basket. Yeah, that's incredible drive. On a typical course, I would say I would rather be even par through 3 the way that the guys with the birdie and bogey are even par. But at this course, I would rather be Chris Dickerson with all pars. Do you understand the difference between those two, or does it make a difference to you?
No, I understand it.
Like, just scrapping pars out here is so important. And the up and down play, I feel like, can be too dramatic to withstand.
Yeah. No, I hear that.
What's your preference? Chris,
I would rather
early.
have bogeyed early and birdied late.
Okay,
So I'd be even par with a little momentum moving forward.
I dig it. This is looking really good for Ezra. Can he get past that one? Oh my gosh, he does. That's, again, another top tier drive, nearly long jump putt away.
Yeah.
That was
I've
incredible.
only seen 2 drives that far ever.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. He is a very aggressive thrower. Chris is going to have a look for birdie from early. That is a great second shot.
I like the angle.
Yeah, a little help from the wall, maybe.
You think that helped? Or you think it was over the top or was going to be on the shelf?
Yeah, I don't know. Actually, good point. It is where it is.
Yep.
And James is going to try the same thing, but that one was certainly not getting to the top.
That's why the sidearm approach into there is kind of important to me.
And Ezra's going to connect on that gap. A huge opportunity, maybe missed. If he doesn't make the long birdie putt, that's going to feel bad after that incredible drive.
That's why I don't like the backhand in there.
Yeah.
Because you take on those 2 trees, but if you go to the left side flexing in, there's no trees.
A great putter, though. Edge of circle, uphill, and it's going to
Yeah, he
connect.
is.
That's good stuff.
Very nice putt there. I mean, they're all going to have like circles edge putts, I think. Well, they're closer than he is.
Mm-hmm.
And he was just in the circle.
Still awkward, even though it's closer, but Proctor up and in. I did mention this in the practice round, but I truly do believe that the putting on the circle's edge and in at this course is just so much more important than it feels anywhere else. Got to take advantage of those drives like Ezra just had there. You have to get up and down. You've got to get your birdie.
Yeah, only a few courses like that, but there are definitely courses like that. I think of like Maple Hill for myself. It's a lot of circles edge birdie putts and par putts, scrambly. It's
a lot
really
of long
tough to
par
get-
threes.
Yeah.
It's hard to just park shots. No. 3 good putts, and Chris Dickerson just off the mark, but near star frame here on 4. And Brody Smith in the lead right now, 5 under start through 8. That is getting the work done right there, folks. Brody Smith.
Wow.
Hole 5, par 4, shortest par 4 you're going to play on tour almost, aside from some holes at Waco. 451 feet, just a putter to this corner here, and then a very tight technical turnover. Choose your height, high or low on that branch, but pretty open once you get up to the green, just a few big trees. Very touchy approach. I think James is going to land this one perfect.
Needs to go.
I personally like that spot, but that's going to be a forehand flex for most people. I think we'll probably see Proctor go with a forehand as well. I think you're right. I think he wanted maybe another 15 feet. And Calvin wants 15 less feet because that angle is going to be very tricky. And that's the Goldilocks drive with the Goldilocks disc.
He loves that, so he's also able to throw that turnover. He probably wants to throw there, backhand turnover.
And that one is also just right. Pretty sure I know. Yeah, Proctor's going to go forehand. I'm not sure how Calvin can access the green. It'll be interesting to see what he goes with. And that is just a misfire. And fortunate to get a putt. That hurts early tree, and it's actually kind of difficult to get up and down if you come up early and right.
Calvin's going with the high turnover. I like that play, especially for him and his skill set. And this looks pretty good. Missed the branches.
Yeah.
Nope.
It's just the angle is so awkward from deep.
For such a short hole, it's tricky.
It really is. I mean, you play it the way that Ezra just played it, and it's like, yeah, of course I'm going to birdie this every time.
It's the easiest hole in the world.
Right. But if you get off just one of your shots is off, I mean, forget it. Kiss your birdie chance goodbye. Chris. Oh, goodness. I don't know how many things you can get away with here, but he's gotten away with a couple of them, and he's still got a putt from just outside C1. Calvin from deep. Just a bit high. And Proctor, very fortunate to have this look. If he can make this would be another great birdie.
Wow.
That is 3 in a row. That's a rare turkey here at Northwood Black.
Getting away with a lot there. Birdies are tough to come by, as we said. This is one of the must-gets,
Yeah.
so for him and Chris to pick those up.
Yep, poor approaches, doesn't matter. And you're going to see Calvin with the only par in the group, I'd imagine, as Ezra has a very short birdie putt remaining. Needless to say, the easiest hole on the course. I think they said 6 holes played under par.
How many people
6 or
bogeyed?
7? How many people bogeyed hole 5? Well, that is a good question, Paul. There was actually...
Quite a bit.
Wait, is that 5? Oh my goodness. Did I see a triple?
I think a couple. 2 triples.
Oh, a couple triples. That's
bizarre.
and quite a few bogeys, but yeah, I triple bogey I wouldn't have ever imagined. On to the one of 3 par 5s on our course. Hole 6 is 947 feet. This one actually feels like a birdieable par 5, and the other 2, one of them's a par 6. So how about that? 947 feet, straight shot. Then you have a backhand hyzer around the corner, but watch out on the pace because it slopes down and away. tight gap initially, doesn't bother Proctor at all. Just throws a beautiful tie-dye disc, swirling and twirling right down the middle of the fairway.
Perfect. Mid-range for Ezra.
Little overturned.
Yeah, good kick.
Yep. As hard as he throws, I don't think birdie is out of the equation. I think he can still get to the corner with an aggressive second.
I agree. It's not that far, honestly. If you get out of the gap, it's like 380. So you need about 420 to get around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
That's totally doable.
And Chris, nice shot. Almost matching Proctor's distance, but definitely matching the line. And this eagle for Calvin has been getting so flippy lately. I feel like we're just so in tune with Calvin's bag as we see him play every single week. And Calvin doesn't get it to turn over enough, so that's going to be a tricky second shot for him. Let's see how aggressive Ezra gets. Got fast disc in hand.
Doesn't turn it over, though.
And that's going to be pitch out and try to get up and down for the par. Good height, good angle, bad tree. Still attackable, though, with a forehand
Yeah, he's
turnover.
fine there, I think. Mm-hmm. He might even have just a backhand.
That was heading to a really good spot, though.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Oh, overturned Calvin. Never mind.
Hit a
Did that
tree.
redirect
Yeah, hit a
perfectly?
tree.
Okay, so he's back in birdie position after the poor tee shot.
It's the greatest redirect.
That was like way, way left, though, right?
Yeah. No, I kind of saw it in the corner of the screen there.
Proctor hanging on. Does it not go too far? Wow, good athleticism from our spectators. He'll have a look. And just make sure that that's long enough. I think it should be. We're nearing the area where Paige Pierce threw one of the greatest throw-in forehand shots I've ever seen in my life. Do you remember that
Needs
shot?
help.
Yeah, Calvin's going to be down there at the ditch.
I do remember that, yes. It was an awesome shot.
That's good scramble. Great work from Ezra. Taking the par after being out of position on the first two is good stuff. Chris elects to go backhand spike hyzer instead of the forehand turnover, and it works out pretty well. Proctor stands still, trying to move the disc left to right, using about all the fairway he's got, leaving himself edge of circle, and he's been dropping those.
Yeah, he's been good from that distance.
Calvin got green light go. Good effort, just a little short.
That would have been an insane birdie.
Mm-hmm. Call it 40 feet, maybe 38.
What do we got for difficulty on this one?
It's near the middle. It averages over par.
Okay.
509. Chris able to pick up the
Beautiful.
birdie as well. That was just textbook play from Chris. In the fairway, putt inside the circle. But this hole yielded some triple bogeys and some doubles and a bunch of bogeys. But a good spread of 26 below par, around 50% at par, and 26 above par. So it's a good spread of holes.
Yeah.
Score spread. Ezra Robinson jumping up into that three-way tie for the lead with Proctor and Brody Smith.
Tricky little hole 7, par 3, 325, dead straight. Big gap over here to the left if you got the sidearm flip up. Smaller gap on the right if you want to throw the backhand kind of late drift into this green. Trees everywhere. Very specific shot too if you want to throw the backhand like flip up through the left gap like Proctor's trying to do. And then this is just trying to, that shot's trying to play for a 40-footer, 30-footer. Not trying to park it, I don't think.
I really like this hole. It keeps you honest.
Oh, yeah. This is not honest. I think he didn't pick a side,
Yeah.
but he got pretty far.
I just like how you can't really miss your line and birdie this hole. Like, you're not, there's lines on this hole where you can get through, but it's, for the most part, like, you're not going to miss your line by 8 feet and then hit a line that you didn't intend to.
Yeah.
Which you're going to see sometimes on some wood holes, but not this one.
This looks good.
Yeah, it does. Man.
Well,
And that's the
so much for that.
That's the difficulty here.
Good up. I mean, Ezra's 2 under. That's pretty dang good.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa. That had some zip. A lot of long looks here. Chris with the only real opportunity.
You'd like to be, you'd like to be 5 under going into the back 9, but I think realistically, most people are thinking, if I can be 2 to 4 under, wow.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's getting it done, I feel like. I mean, you certainly have opportunities to get to 5 or 6 under in the front 9, but it's just rare that those days occur where everything's clicking and you get it done.
Yeah. I'm thinking to myself, if I have 2 birdies padding me going into 12.
You mean 2 under or?
Yeah, 2 under.
Mm-hmm.
I can get past 12 with a double bogey and still have an opportunity for a really great round.
Mm-hmm.
You know, shoot like 3 under after that, get a few down the stretch.
All pars here on 7.
I'm wondering if other people thinking like that.
Yeah, you want to get to 12, 13, 14 with strokes to give back to the course.
Yes, they're gonna take it.
What a tough hole. Hole 8 is. Par 3, 389. Right side early tree. 3 left side trees. Any out of bounds drive, you have an optional drop zone right there, which is advanced up the fairway just a bit from prior years. And there's an OB line on this right side here. Just a mid-range straight at it. Whatever you've got that's perfectly straight. Proctor says, I've got something that's pretty dang straight. Wow. Hitting that back wall. What a drive.
It's really good.
He is highly accurate.
He's good at disc golf, man.
So is this guy. This line is coming up a little left and short. No, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Don't. Do, yes. That OB line does come in quick. If that continued to roll down to the left side, that would have found the OB.
This is another one that I come to and I'm like, it's either going to be a birdie or a bogey. Like, it's very rare.
Yeah, you can't play it for par.
No.
And you can get par, sure, by playing for birdie and hitting a tree and staying safe, but that's like, the game plan is exactly what you're saying. Take the risk, throw the shot, roll the dice.
It's also a really hard gap to hit. The tee, it's just uncomfortable, the way the trees are.
Another ace run?
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
You never want to put something on Anheuser
Wow.
that's going towards out of bounds.
Yeah, it's not
and that's
comfortable.
what this forces you to do.
It forces you to do that. With the early tree right,
Yep.
late trees left, it forces that tighter gap on the hyzer flip, so you feel more comfortable with the Anheuser, but you're pushing the OB the whole way. That's exactly it. Oh my gosh. What a grouping of drives.
These guys need to calm down.
This is unbelievable.
Lead card stuff, man.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, you see them all hit trees on 7, but they come right back on 8 and just... Or are we going to see a star frame on 8? Please make all your putts, guys.
I don't see them missing these.
This is bonkers. Wow. Oh my gosh. This I would have to assume this is the first star frame on this hole, but could be wrong, but that's incredible. We're witnessing something pretty special here with our lead group. Shocked to see 48 players, 33% of the field birdied this hole. I mean, that's not something you're going to see a year ago, 2 years ago.
No.
That's unbelievable. A lot of scores under par for the round on that leaderboard there. I mean, that's... And not just 1 under, like up to 4 or 5 under. That's good stuff.
Hole 9, par 4, 732. One of the harder gets on the course. You want to throw left to right bending shot, whatever that means. Sidearm or backhand. Specific landing zone right in the middle of the fairway. You have to be in the middle here because the upshot it plays about 380 to 350 into the green, and there's trees everywhere. I mean, it's a very, very specific where you need to be.
I find this to be, oh boy, early left, big kick to the left side for Proctor. This is just one of those good, tough, gritty par 4s. It's possible to birdie, but it takes 2 phenomenal shots.
Yep. See, like this isn't turning enough, I don't think. Well, one little kick could be helpful, but it's going to have to get sneaky through some trees on its path to the basket on the second. A lot to like here. Yeah, this is home free.
Yeah.
That's the spot. Right by that big tree. Anything within about a 25-foot radius.
Probably 340
really
to the
good.
pin.
Probably farther.
You think?
Guessing. Yeah, maybe. Plays farther. You don't get any height, you know?
Wow, Calvin just clears the hill by an inch and still gets all the way up there. That is a great drive. I like his chances for birdie.
Not a bad spot for Proctor for how bad it looked.
Mm-hmm. And just trying to get back to where he was intending his drive to land. And I didn't see a skip. Did the grass catch it or did he hit a tree? I'm not sure. Calvin going mid second shot, getting through edge of circle.
Yeah, so you're right. Probably about 350. Wait, what did you say? So 330?
I said 340 for where Ezra is.
Yeah, probably. Correct, I think.
Oh, Chris laying down the late turn flick roller, going flippy disc instead of the typical cut roller that you see players throw with the forehand, and that was just awesome.
It was so good.
Proctor needing a good one here to save par. And he gets a good one. What a shot. What a player, man. 4 down the front 9.
With that save, too. I mean, I was going to say, when I saw the kick, almost guaranteed bogey.
Okay. Well, we've got 3 birdie looks here. If this card just goes 7 under on 8 and 9, that just... Okay, Chris missing the putt, unfortunately, and he's mad about it. He understands how important these birdie putts are. Calvin, what a birdie. I like the position he was in off the tee. That's the range that Calvin usually separates himself from the field. Those 350 straight low ceiling shots. He's got that in the bag. But 7 under. Excuse me, 6 under. combined score for this card in the last 2 holes is leaps and bounds better than the field.
Oh, yeah.
Great birdie from Ezra. Solid front 9, also shooting 4 under. And that's going to give him a 1-shot lead on the card. Taking a look at scores here. He's actually out ahead of everyone by himself at 16 under currently, and that's with the field out there on 10, 11, 12 who have played more holes. But yeah, that's good stuff there for Ezra, fighting, just having a little bit of trouble back there on 3, but other than that, really shooting a good round so far.
Yeah, you're right. Can't wait to see him get through that tough stretch, though. I mean, you see all these people, anybody at 13 or 14 with a good score, congratulations, because these guys still have to get through there, and it's a tough stretch.
Well, that's going to do it for the round 2 front 9 here at Northwood's Black. Got 9 more holes coming for the second round, and then we will officially be halfway through this Elite Series Plus event in Peoria, Illinois. Come on back.